Hi everyone, hope you well. This is CoinsKid. Just going to dive into Vechain. Once again, thank you for your continued support, okay? If you're not a member of the Patreon, do head over to that Patreon group, get involved, because there's signals, trades, guides, all sorts going in there. Great content for everyone involved. And once again, thank you for your warm feedback in there as well. And big thumbs up to all the team that's helping with the contribution of that content in there as well. So it's all good, it's all golden. So right now, I'm just going to dive into Vechain. Once again, I'll always remind you of the projection and where we're going in this bull market for Vechain, regardless of the pullbacks, regardless of the drawbacks, regardless of the dips. You know, we are in a bull market, and effectively this is where we're going, where we believe anyway. And again, we've not got a crystal ball, and nothing we say is financial advice, but it's just charting 101 basically. And we're in Elliott wave theory, as you can see. You know, you've got the wave 1, 2, 3, 4 pullback, which we're going through right now. Okay, potential fifth wave. I'm not gonna disillusion you. We could potentially still fall deeper with this correction, and potentially down to this yellow line. Okay, and still be in a bull market, and still be adhering to the Elliott wave theory ABC correction right there. And that's absolutely perfect. That would be perfect for an ABC correction right there, as I've stipulated so many times. Okay, and if you do start to see it correct and the market roll over, which we are, got to be honest with you, we're kind of anticipating this bit of a rollover, to be honest with you. And those of you in the Telegram are aware of our updates and Twitter and things like that. We do keep you updated in real time, and obviously every day in the videos we'll always show you every single scenario right now. But you know, so far you're adhering to this level of support right here on this bull pennant that we've got going on, and you're hitting your head as resistance and you're hitting your ass as support. So it's all good, it's all golden effectively. You know, and you still could roll out of it and come back down to this 20, and look where that is right now. That's creeping up right to our target right there. And I don't know if I've shown you already, but you're basically retracing on a weekly time frame here. Okay, you're going from your impulsive move just there, your corrective move. Okay, so I'll just explain it to you quickly if I've not explained it to you before. So you've got this impulsive wave up. Do you see that? Impulsive, corrective, corrective. Then what you've done, you've formed a new impulsive wave. It's got quite overextended, and as you can see, what you're doing, you're retracing. Right now you're retracing, okay, and you can see exactly where that particular target is of our yellow line, which is the golden ratio. Not only is it the golden ratio, but it's a previous swing low as well on the daily time frame, which I've shown you in yesterday's video. So you could see Vechain dip all the way to that golden ratio and still be in an uptrend, because what happens is, this is called the golden ratio, the 0.618. okay, if a project basically does this, where it goes up and forms this impulsive wave and it's beginning to correct, retrace basically, there's lots of different terminologies for it, but if you start to see a wave come back deeper than that, it becomes a reversal wave, and effectively you come back down to where you formed it, which would be, you know, the reversal trend effectively. And that on the weekly is bad, because it takes you so long to recover, to come back from it. That's bear market right there. So effectively, you know, you don't want to see Vechain close below 0.125376353 on the weekly time frame, because if it does, you're looking at reversal wave coming back down to where you come from, and obviously you're changing the trend effectively. Because right now what you're doing for Vechain, as you can see, you're going up in beautiful waveforms like this. This was a little bit overextended, and it's just coming back to support, holding it relatively well, because right now you can see where you are. You're basically coming down to the 0.50. So this is where you could potentially see a little bounce for Vechain if it does continue to dip and we don't have a huge market correction. Okay, you can see it just above 0.382 right now, but if you come to your charts and zoom in and put your Fibonacci, okay, from the top to the bottom, what you're doing, you're retracing impulsive wave up, corrective wave down. You can see you've already wicked down to the 0.50, start to pick up, hit a level of resistance, come back down. You can see you're above the 0.382 at the moment. So if you do start to roll, okay, if you do start to roll and fall out of this support line, the bull pennant on the weekly, if you do start to roll any more, then obviously target these particular areas here as buybacks, because I think that's sort of your last dip effectively in this bull market for continuation. Shake out the weekend, so to speak, for continuation in this wave 5 Elliott wave theory up to that $1.50. And then, like I've spoke to you so many times before, you know, if we get the overextension right here of this Elliott wave theory, we get the wave 5, because look at the RSI right now. Let's have a look at this RSI. Do you remember what I said to you about the RSI earlier in the week, latter towards the last week, I think? You know, potentially if you can get it to come back down to here, this is where you could see the dip down to the 0.618, the golden ratio, get the bounce. If that comes, that's pure fear. Okay, that's pure fear. That's what the optimal entry points in any project for crypto. You can't deny that this complete market was overbought, but people are a little bit greedy, and when others are greedy, be fearful. When people are fearful, be greedy. You know that by now, I've taught you that. So effectively, imagine if Vechain comes down here and bounces. Look at the growth potential. You may get this third wave in this Elliott wave theory, this final fifth wave towards the latter part of this bull run. This bull run's not over, okay? I've not got a crystal ball, not financial advice, but personally, I don't think it's over, okay? I think that we've got a long way to go. I think that what's happened is the market's got overbought and it's rolling back down to key level supports. Bitcoin, Harmony One, those overextended projects there. Vechain is one of those. In fact, Vechain is very overextended. I'll show you how overextended Vechain is right now using Fibonacci, okay? Using Fibonacci from there, that's the previous cycle high. Ignore this wick, okay? So if we move the fib over like this, you can see it's smashed through the 0.618. What I'm going to do is drop this fib out here so I can explain it to you, okay? So if you look at my Bitcoin videos and my Ethereum videos, right now Ethereum's just broke through the 1272. It's come up to the 141 and hit its head basically and started to retreat. Now, if Ethereum starts to correct, it's going to rest on the 1272, which is around 3k. Now you can see that Vechain has absolutely smashed it up. Okay, it's smashed it up. It's gone beyond all our expectations so far in this bull run. It's got overextended, and what it's doing, it's rolling back to the 1618, which is the original price prediction. Okay, when we form this cross down here, you see this cross? This is called the bullish cross. This is called the buy and go to the beach signal from CoinsKid. Stick with the channel, I'll teach you all the tricks, okay? This is called a buy and go to the beach signal. You can lay this down in your cycle bottom, okay? So you got your top, which was this. Ignore this wick. This was the previous cycle top, around about 2 cents, 2.8 something. So that's the cycle top of a previous bull run when Vechain was inception in 27th of August or whatever. So it rolled over just there, okay? Enter the bear market. You got your bottom. But when you get this signal here, this is called your buy and go to the beach signal from CoinsKid. When you get that signal, that is your signal. The 20 EMA, the 55 EMA, cross, boom. See you later, alligator, off to the beach. Buy and go to the beach, effectively. Again, not financial advice, but from that point, you lay down your fib. Boom, you've got that price prediction. You can see it's absolutely melted it. It's gone up, hit its head, resistance, got through it, back to support, marched on through the 141, back to support the previous day. Do you see that? Tie it up like that so you can see. Got through, back tested, see you later, went up to the 1618, where it theoretically it should have ran into a key level resistance. It did, but then the next week it opened up and it absolutely flew and got overextended, and that's why you rolled. Okay, that's why you rolled. But where you rolled to? You rolled to the 1618. You're holding it as support, so it's golden. Okay, now if you do come down and you do bounce off this 0.1239, which is a golden ratio, which is also a previous swing high, which is where the 20 EMAs keep creeping up to. It's continuation, okay, so it's looking good. It's looking good anyway for continuation. But again, I've not got a crystal ball, but you can see Vechain's got overextended. Check out the Bitcoin videos, check out the Ethereum videos, okay. So this is why this third wave. Look at the size of it, okay. If we do now go on a mission and get the wave 3 like that, wow, we're absolutely up at $4. But anyway, I've not got a crystal ball before we've got that ABC correction and that bear market and a multi-year bear market like you did down here. And the other thing as well, don't be disillusioned. I see so many questions and comments. We're not going to have a bear market. Trust me, we will. Honestly, we will. It's an emerging market. Again, not financial advice, but anyway, so far I just want to reassure you that Vechain's looking relatively healthy. I'm loving the curl on the EMA now. Look at that. Okay, it's beautiful, and you've got this ABC correction on the go as well. So big thumbs up. It's looking relatively good, and what an opportunity to get involved in Vechain down here for those that are not involved if it does roll and comes down to these particular levels right there. So yeah, it's a bit of gibber on Vechain. Sorry I bore you, but I hope you find these videos helpful and educational. I do get relatively good feedback on these videos, and all I'm doing, I've not got a crystal ball. I'm not a market genius or anything like that. I'm just saying what I'm seeing from years of experience, and hopefully you can take something from that. So right now I'm just going to move into Vechain and dive in onto the 4-hourly time frame for you. So looking at the 4-hourly time frame, you can see it actually broke out of this horizontal triangle that we had on the go yesterday. You come into it, you broke out of it, beautiful, starting to creep up, boom, hit her head, roll back as resistance. You see that on the 4-hourly EMAs, because this is what happens. Like I've said to you so many times, if you're under the EMAs, you're under the level of resistance. If you're above them, you're in an uptrend. You're in a downtrend at the moment, okay? You're in a downtrend. There's nothing you can do about it. But there is another pattern that's emerging just here, okay, which is relatively bullish. It's a reversal pattern. It's the same sort of pattern that's emerging on XRP. I've not got a crystal ball and I can't see into the future, but sometimes I can see patterns that are starting to emerge. Okay, now for Vechain, you've got some kind of broadening descending channel going on right here. Do you see this? So you've got a level of resistance right there, just there. for Vechain. So you need to keep an eye on that level of resistance right there for Vechain. And then obviously you've got this particular from this point here as well, like that. Do you see that? So effectively you're caught in a downtrend. Do you see this? And the longer you hit this level of resistance, the more you're going to fail to come up, and you're going to keep hitting your head, keep hitting your head. It's as if it's coming down to test something, isn't it? It's being forced down to test something, and possibly, you know, coming back down to this sort of area here, the golden ratio. This is a little bit low actually from my expectation, because this was a previous swing high just there. In actual fact, that needs to be moved up. I'm going to move it up to that particular area here. That C wave pullback is just there. Okay, so that's where, let's get rid of that. That's where, if you do start to see Vechain capitulate a little bit, like it did here, starts to break down and loses that key level of support on the weekly there, that support line of a bear pennant, bull pennant. If you start to see it fall below that, this is where you would ladder some bids in. Okay, do keep an eye on this, because this can happen overnight. We could have a huge market correction, a 30-40% correction, and then you've missed out on the dip basically. So if it does start to come down like this in this sort of channel, does this sort of thing, okay, that's actually a bullish reversal trend. Believe it or not, it's a bullish channel, because basically when you break this key level of resistance, which you're under like this, it's where you reverse, and you could see effectively that's why you could come up to meet that previous target where you've fallen into this sort of channel. Do you see that? So if you do start to see Vechain continue to break down, don't panic. Okay, it's coming back down to test a key level of support before continuation in this bull market, and effectively, you know, just like XRP and just like Bitcoin, it is forming an ABC correction right there, which we did anticipate a while ago. So you got the A, the B, the B, and a potential C wave. And I think if it did come down to that particular level right there in this sort of channel that it's got on the go, then you would be looking at from there to there is around about 53%, and then from this top just there to there, look at that, it's like 50%. Yeah, so the C wave tends to be the same length as the A wave, but again, it could absolutely break out here and just march onwards and upwards. So do keep an eye on that. That's basically Vechain. Stay strong, stay safe, and stay tuned. Other than that, what is there? What could I give you? If you basically broke this particular level of resistance right here, I would imagine you would come back up to this particular level right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is drop that in for you so you can keep an eye on that particular level. So if you do see Vechain do something like this where it breaks this resistance, because you can see resistance, 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 resistance. If it breaks this level of resistance right here, then do anticipate a nice little long opportunity. Okay, wherever it breaks, if it starts to pick up and get through the EMAs, especially because you see it's hitting its head, if it gets through it, then look at a lovely little long of around 30% for Vechain. That would be a market recovery right there, and that would be absolutely off to the races. But again, obviously, if it does continue to break down from here and you do start to lose this particular low that you've already formed, then do anticipate that you are coming down to that golden ratio, and that would be roughly a 21% correction right there. So basically Vechain, stay strong, stay healthy, stay tuned, and I'll catch you again in another Vechain update. Bye bye.